Li Fan inwardly shook his head. The girl had clearly misunderstood the situation. He signaled Zhao Erbao with a glance to explain everything, and Zhao Erbao immediately adopted the dignified bearing of an immortal master before recounting the entire matter from beginning to end. You will mobilize every resource of the Tianbao Pavilion and cooperate with me in collecting ancient artifacts. Realizing that her unique physique had already been exposed, Yin Yuding gently pursed her lips before respectfully agreeing. Yin Yuzhen, on the other hand, kept her head lowered, secretly stealing curious glances toward Li Fan from time to time, seemingly showing not the slightest trace of fear. Unfortunately, Li Fan had concealed both his appearance and aura, making it impossible for her to catch even a proper glimpse of him. Li Fan quietly observed the different reactions displayed by the three of them before calmly issuing his final instructions. Turning toward Zhao Erbao, he said, "There are no cultivators stationed on Yelan Island. You will stay here, assist the Tianbao Pavilion in expanding its influence, and improve the efficiency of searching for those relics. Naturally, you must remain cautious at all times. Do not draw the attention of other cultivators. If fate is unkind and you encounter someone beyond your ability to handle, your first priority is to preserve your own life. I will personally deal with the aftermath when the time comes." Zhao Erbao immediately grew solemn. "Thank you for your thoughtful arrangements, Senior." Li Fan continued speaking. "Although these two girls are only mortals, you are absolutely forbidden from bullying or taking advantage of them. Recovering those ancient artifacts still depends upon their wholehearted cooperation." Zhao Erbao repeatedly nodded. "I wouldn't dare, I truly wouldn't dare." A hint of joy immediately appeared across Yin Yuding's face. She quickly pulled her younger sister down to kneel beside her before respectfully bowing, promising they would devote themselves completely to the task. Li Fan gave a slight nod, then silently departed, making his way back to Myriad Immortals Island. After returning to Myriad Immortals Island, Li Fan immersed himself once more in studying the array jade slip. Meanwhile, under the joint efforts of Zhao Erbao and Yin Yuding, the search for relics containing Tao resonance progressed steadily and methodically. Time passed swiftly, and before anyone realized it, Anchor Year 19 had quietly arrived. It's already been 10 years. It's time to visit the Li world once again. Summoning the Tian boat, he crossed the immortal Severing Grand Array before entering the Li world. Concealing both his aura and presence, he carefully avoided alerting the sentries stationed atop the 4 watchtowers surrounding the capital. Following the faint connection left behind by the blue flame phantom spirit within Su Xiaomei years ago, he quietly approached her location. The training grounds were lined with dozens of exotic metal beasts forged from refined steel. A petite figure darted effortlessly between the steel beasts at astonishing speed, leaving behind layer upon layer of afterimages. She continuously hammered the steel beasts with nothing but her bare fists, every single strike producing a loud bam. Off to one side of the training grounds, Su Changyu and Xiaoheng quietly watched the scene unfold. A faint smile rested upon Su Changyu's face, while Xiaoheng wore a horrified expression, sighing again and again. Lowering his voice, he whispered to Su Changyu, "Changyu, how can you possibly still be smiling? Haven't you realized just how terrifying Xiaomei has become? Just look at that strength. If she accidentally slapped me, I'd probably die on the spot. At this rate, I doubt those steel beasts will survive more than another couple of days." Hearing this, Su Changyu frowned slightly before gradually relaxing again. "We both know that Xiaomei possesses a unique constitution. She was born with extraordinary strength as well as an explosive temper. During the past few years, everything remained manageable. Thanks to the methods left behind by the Immortal Master, she barely managed to keep her emotions under control. But now, those methods are gradually losing their effectiveness. And Xiaomei's control over herself is becoming worse with every passing day. If she doesn't vent her anger like this every single day, who knows how many innocent people she might accidentally kill. Even so, Xiaomei is still Xiaomei. Although she may seem rather cold toward the rest of the family, she's always treated you quite well. I honestly don't understand what you're so frightened of." Xiaoheng instantly became anxious. "You call this quite well? It's not as though you don't already know." Before he could even finish speaking, a thunderous shout suddenly exploded from the middle of the training grounds. "Xiaoheng, are you gossiping about me behind my back again?" Almost at the very instant those words left her mouth, her figure blurred into motion, swift as a hare and fierce as a hunting hawk. Xiaomei instantly appeared before Xiaoheng, the fierce gust generated by her movement whipping violently through his hair. Xiaoheng's eyelid twitched violently, and he hurriedly cried out, "Young mistress, I would never dare speak ill of you. I was only praising how unbelievably powerful you've become." Xiaomei narrowed her eyes suspiciously at Xiaoheng before letting out a doubtful hum. Still, she chose not to pursue the matter any further. "Brother." Turning towards Su Changyu standing nearby, a bright smile immediately bloomed across her face. Su Changyu gazed at her with gentle affection. Taking a handkerchief from within his robes, he carefully wiped away the sweat covering her forehead. "It seems you've all been living quite well." At that very moment, an indifferent voice suddenly sounded beside the three of them. The instant they saw the newcomer, both Su Changyu's and Xiaoheng's expressions changed dramatically. Moments later, realization struck them simultaneously, and astonishment mixed with joy immediately spread across their faces. Just as the two of them were about to speak, Su Xiaomei suddenly roared. Even before the roar had fully faded, she threw a punch and charged directly toward Li Fan. "Who are you? How dare you play tricks right in front of me?" Su Changyu and Xiaoheng both cried out in alarm. "Xiaomei, stop!" Yet before their voices had completely faded away, Su Xiaomei, whose fists could smash tempered steel apart, was abruptly caught within an invisible net. Suspended motionless in midair, she found herself completely unable to move even a single inch. Su Changyu reacted without the slightest hesitation, immediately dropping to his knees and kowtowing toward Li Fan while pleading desperately. "My younger sister is ignorant and reckless. Please show mercy and spare her life, Immortal Master." Xiaoheng quickly recovered from his shock as well. "Immortal Master, please spare Xiaomei." Li Fan offered no reply whatsoever. Instead, he simply studied Su Xiaomei, who remained firmly restrained by his insect-binding divine ability, with unmistakable interest. Su Xiaomei's little face had already turned bright crimson as she struggled with all her strength against the invisible restraint. Then, an astonishing surge of power suddenly burst forth from deep within her body. Li Fan sensed the change immediately. In that very instant, Su Xiaomei's strength more than doubled. An innate divine ability? A faint gleam flashed across Li Fan's eyes, yet he made no attempt to release the restraint. He wanted to discover exactly where Su Xiaomei's limits truly lay. Feeling Li Fan's gaze calmly examining her body while she remained utterly powerless to resist, Su Xiaomei, who had never before suffered such humiliation, felt boundless fury erupt from the depths of her heart. 8 times her original strength. An innate divine ability truly is absurdly powerful, Li Fan silently remarked to himself with a faint nod. Although Li Fan could clearly sense that Su Xiaomei's strength still had room to continue rising, forcing it any further would inevitably injure her body. Since he merely wished to test her abilities, there was no need to push things to such an extreme. Raising his right hand, Li Fan gently placed it upon Su Xiaomei's head, allowing a wave of icy energy to flow into her body. The temperature of Su Xiaomei's body gradually fell, while the crimson color within her pupils slowly receded. The ferocious look covering her face gradually disappeared, replaced by peaceful calm. Perhaps because of her extraordinary constitution, although Su Xiaomei should have already been more than 10 years old, both her height and physique remained no different from those of an ordinary 6 or 7-year-old child. With her wide eyes fixed intently upon Li Fan, she looked incomparably adorable. In the next instant, she regained her balance before throwing herself toward Li Fan. Wrapping both arms tightly around his leg, she clung to him with all her strength, refusing to let go no matter what. "Master, you're finally here." "Master." Li Fan let out a soft chuckle. Such a form of address had become exceedingly rare within today's cultivation world. He offered no acknowledgement. Instead, he simply lifted her off his leg before setting her gently to one side, carefully observing her once again. Li Fan smiled faintly before shifting his gaze towards Su Changyu and Xiaoheng. Seeing that Su Xiaomei was no longer in danger, the two finally breathed a sigh of relief. Nevertheless, they still dared not stand, remaining prostrate upon the ground. 10 years earlier, before departing, Li Fan had passed the Xianhuang Heart Clarification Sutra together with the methods for using its accompanying medicines to Xiaohem. At the time, he had never explicitly forbidden him from teaching it to others. Judging from the immortal miasma that still permeated Su Changyu's body, it was obvious that Su Changyu understood the principle that cultivation techniques should never be transmitted lightly, and therefore had never passed the art on to anyone else. However, the moment Li Fan sensed the condition of Xiao Heng's body, his expression immediately darkened. Just what in the world had happened to this kid?